Hello, and this is my project, Ryan Cameron, it's Fear Project, Force Earth's asteroid race. And basically in the game is to get through the asteroids back to Earth as fast as you can. I'm just using the mouse to avoid the asteroids, and then also a boost button, which is the #1 key on the keyboard. What I did is to get the to control the ship. I was using all these. First of all, I've mapped the mouse X and Y to the ship to obviously make it move the way it moves. You can see. And to create the illusion of like 3D space, I used a particle system. And map the mouse again, and go into it. Map the mouse again in the opposite direction to where the ship's going, to create this feeling of you going up and down through space. I had a lot of problems getting the asteroids field to work. As you can see, they're all piling up there. And I had to do a lot of experimentation to get the final thing, because I was convinced there was an easier way of doing it the way I did it, but I couldn't find like a suitable way. So what I did is I've made each individual asteroid and then mapped it to the timeline using an animation. And then just marked it on the timeline and where I want them to appear, so they all start from the same point. And then when I want them to appear, that'll be the speed, and then where they finish, and it's different in each one. So that was frustrating because I wanted to give you an easier way of doing that, and I did try and attempt it with some of the ways, but these are some of the failed attempts. But I thought maybe I could repeat it, or clone it or something. This is the Earth that appears right at the end, and again that's on a timeline as well, but only it's a lot bigger than the asteroids, and it doesn't appear right to the end, so it's on a slow curve, and then suddenly faster toward the end to make it look like you're entering the atmosphere. Yeah, as you see, there's a lot of overs for the hub, and again there's probably an easier way of doing that, but it's the way I've chosen to do it. So we've got the nebula background, which is the ramp up here. And the screen is constant because I was going to have that fading in and out, but I didn't get around to doing it. Oh yeah, the boost button. I'll just zoom in to show you that. The boost button's where the speed up. And the idea is to really try and it's harder to use the ship when it's on. So if you could do the game going faster using the speed button. It obviously becomes a lot harder, but you finish the game faster. To get the effect of the rumbling camera, I have yet again mapped the key. Where is it? Yeah, it's here. To the key one, the #1 key to the geometry to make it zoom out and then zoom back in, along with mapping it to the camera to rumble it. That was basically just making turbulence with this little LFO. Whenever I pressed it, so it would randomly go either side and make it rumble. And then also mapping it to a particle. And making it affect the wind chop. Yeah. So that there's a stronger wind coming from in front on the y-axis. So that gave them all the feeling of speed. Yeah, the noises and sound effects are pretty simple as well. It's again just mapping the noise. There's two noises. There's the constant engine noise, which is this one here, just constantly going through. And then there's the boost noise. So what I did there was just change it with the maths and change the range. So on was off, one was on, and so I'm replaying either way. This is just the Fiat track that's just constantly playing through there, which is an eerie noise. The text, I had a problem with the text. I didn't really know how to make it come through, and I saw a couple of tutorials on how to do it, but in the end I decided to go through the route that I already knew, which was using the animation. I did try at the start here to do it with a wave, and then, but that was, it works at the start, but I could have made it do what I wanted it to do. So with the text, I've animated it against the timeline to pop up where I wanted it to, as you can see here. That's when this one's the welcome home, where it just pops up right at the end, and for the time period it's on. I just use a logic there to tell it when it's on and off. I think that's about it. Yeah, I think that's about it. I did want to do more with the light and camera, and to make it look like we're actually travelling in like to different parts in space. The effect you can see on the ship was like an attempt at a wormhole. I made like a wormhole. If you're going to the ship, it was going to be like going through like a wormhole. But then instead, here you go. I saved the movie and then decided it might look good to make it like a sort of like a living like effect on the ship, and also give it like a pulse engine effect. Yes, I managed to turn that into something positive in the end anyway, because it was just going to be a waste of time. That was basically just done with a ramp, a logic attached to a ramp, and then oscillating through the colours. Yep, nothing about it. Delightful.